The velocity of a wave, if we continue with our anatomy of a wave, is measured in terms of, again, our units of meters per second. Now, because it's meters per second, we're going to look at what a part of the wave did we measure in meters. Well, we said that wavelength was measured in terms of meters. And so we're going to be looking at the wavelength and dividing it by the time. Yes? Well, that would be our classic way, our time unit. That would be our classic way of calculating velocity the way we learned it first semester, x over t. Well, we have specialized things going on with us. So instead of doing wavelength times divided by time, what we do is we look at the frequency of the wave and we multiply it by the wavelength. So we have two ways of looking at it. We can do wavelength divided by time, or length divided by time, or we can look at frequency multiplied by wavelength. Now, what are symbols for these? We have that F, cursive kind of F, or italics F, multiplied by this funny looking letter lambda. That is our representation of wavelength. We have frequency times wavelength gives us the velocity of the wave. So we can use this way, regular distance divided by time, or we can use frequency times wavelength. And again, our base units are going to be meters per second, the way we have doing all along. So if we were to look at a really quick example, say if the speed, well, never mind. Let's start over here. That's a little bit weird here. Calculate the speed of a water wave if its frequency is 6 hertz and the wavelength is 15 meters. So that's very basic, right? We have what? We have our frequency here, and we have our wavelength here. Remember, I was teaching you guys how to annotate, highlight, do whatever you needed to do in order to identify the different parts. So we would have velocity is equal to frequency times wavelength. Well, again, here's our frequency and here's our wavelength. So it would be a basic 6 hertz multiplied by 15 meters. So 6 times 15 is what? 6 times 5 is 30. So my velocity would be 90 meters per second. Very easy, no? So that is our basic anatomy of a wave.